Now you can see under this position, you can see everything is blank. You have no position. You can see everything is blank. Under my asset too, it's brought out the BNB balance for me. Now let me tell you what this balance is for. Wallet balance is the balance that I transfer from my spot to my coiname futures. Margin balance is also the balance I can transfer. That is the total balance I can transfer. So that means either I'm losing money, if I place a trade, if I'm losing money or I'm gaining money, the amount I can withdraw is my margin balance. You can also relate it as my available for withdrawal. You can see they have the same value. Now you see this unrealized PNL. That is, if I'm gaining money, if I've not closed my position, it will be here. If I'm losing money, if I've not closed my position, it will be here. So if I'm gaining money, this unrealized PNS will be either plus. If I'm losing money, it will be minus. Are you getting me? So I'll continue. Now, I can also transfer back. I can also transfer back to my spot. Probably my trade has already succeeded, or I don't want to trade again. I'll just click on my transfer. You can see for my coiname features to my spot. Okay, sorry, to my sports wallet. You can see I'll just click on my BNB. You can see I can transfer what I just transferred back. I can transfer it. But since we are going on a trade, let me back. Now that I've back, now this is the transfer and this is the convert. The convert is if you want to convert from one coin to another. I guess I've sent the first video I sent for the class. I explained how to convert. So let me just go back. Now let's go to the trade. Now this is the trade interface. This is the trade interface. As you can see the USDM features interface. You can see the coiname features interface. You can see the option on the bottom. The one you need the most is the USD and the coiname features. Are you getting me? Now, let me just tell you everything that is here, the interface, before I start my trade. Now, this is where I want to make. If I want to pick another order, probably I don't want to trade because I don't even have BTC in my wallet. I have BNB, so I want to change it. I'll just click on that place. I'll click on it. You can see it has brought out every pair that is under coiname features. So I'll just search for my BNB USD. I'll pick the perpetual. Futures trading is another name is perpetual trading. So I just click on the perpetual. You can see if you check my balance, if you check my balance, is here. If you check it, 0.008 BNB that I transfer from my spot is there. You can see. This is why I'm using low volume of BNBs because it is a practical video. This is a practical video. I don't normally trade lesser than that if I want to see enough profit. But that doesn't mean you should not do your risk management. Don't worry, I will tell you some risk management thing after towards the end of this video. Now let's continue. So that's that. So if I want to check the markets, if I want to check the charts, you can see this place I circled. This is where you click. If I want to check the charts, let's click on the place. You can see. Click on the charts. It's brought me out with the charts. You can see. It's telling me this is the chart. It's telling me how BNB is doing at this particular time. So if I want to change the time zone, probably I want to check the market chart. I'll just click on any of these things that I circled. It's on 1 week currently. I know 1 week means each candlestick forms every 1 week. Each candlestick you are seeing here. That's meaning for the 1 week. Now, if I want to use 15 minutes chart, I click on 15 minutes. You can see it's different. If I click on 1 hour chart, you can see it's different. If I click on 4 hours, you can see they are different. So, depending on the trade you are doing, I will advise you. Please, I will advise you. If you are scalping, if you are using a 2 minutes or 3 minute trade, don't use 4 hours chart, please, so you don't lose your money. If you want to do a 5 minute trade, you can use either 1 minute trade, 1 minute chart, 2 minute chart, 3 minute chart, or 5 minute chart. Don't use higher than that because the movement are always different. Now, if you want to change the charts, probably I said 2 minutes now. I just click on this more. You can see the more. I'll click on the more and see. As you can see them, 1 minute, 3 minutes, five. So if I'm using scalping, which I will be using it because so I don't want the length of this video to go. I'll just click on the 3 minutes. You can see this is the 3 minutes. You can see here. So this is the 3 minutes. Since I'm using a 3 minute chart, this so that means I'm doing a 3 minute trade. Are you getting me? And downward there, these are the technical indicators. These are the technical indicators. There's a PDF I sent. In that PDF, there are videos there that will teach you how to do this practical. These things are very, very useful. These things I will not dwell much on them because I've already given out a YouTube video that shows the practical aspect of everything. Are you getting it? So if you want to check the depth, this depth means you want to see how much, and you want to check the ratio of the buy and the sell. You can see they are moving. The green is the buy, the red is the sell. So you can use them to pick your next trade. Although I don't really advise people to use the depth. I prefer the candlestick. Is, are you getting it? So to go back to the candlestick, just click on any of the time zone. You can see it. Very good. If I want to tweet my recording, I'll click here. So to give me a landscape view. Okay, sorry. Indicators, heights, and more. Let's not dwell on that. Let's not dwell on that more. Now, I don't know if you see people that are always posting their future screenshots, This is where they get their. This is where you can make the screenshots. This place. Sorry. This place. Let's click on it. That arrow. So I'll be able to save any image on my screen. You can see. I just click on save image. It has saved already. Are you getting it? So scrolling down, this is the other book. How people are buying and selling at a particular time. These are the other book. You can see they are not stable. That means millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people are trading this token at a particular time. This coin at a particular time. Sorry. So if I want to make it my favorite, if I want to make this chart my favorite, I'll click on this star. Are you getting me? Click on this star. This is the star here. So I've already favorited this BNB. So now let's go back. So now there are two type of way you can place your trade. We have the cross margin and we have the isolated. This is where you can switch it. You have the cross margin, you have the isolated. You have the cross, you have the isolated. You can see, you can just be switching. Now let me tell you the differences. In cross margin, if you open one or more trade, in cross margin, if you open one or more trade, they will work hand in hand. In the sense that if one is falling down, the other one will be saving it. Are you getting me? If one is falling down, the other one will be saving it. So that means, let's assume that one is doing 100%. You open two trade. One is doing plus 100%, the other one is doing minus 100%. That means you are not gaining at all and you are not losing at all. You are having your investment alone. Please, are you getting it? Now, if one is, that means what I'm saying now is cumulatively. Now, I said you open two trade. Now let's assume that one is not even gaining. One is still at 0% and the other is at 45 minus 45%. That means your investment of the two cumulatively is down minus 45%. So let's assume that you use $5 for the two, $5 for the first trade, $5 for the second trade. And the first trade, which is $5, has given you minus 45%. It will be affecting the other one too, cumulatively. So I used to advise people to use isolated. Isolated in the sense that if one is going wrong and the other one is going right, it will not affect each other. I use isolated margin a lot. But the difference in isolated margin is that in isolated margin, I cannot edit my leverage. In cross margin, I can edit my leverage. Are you getting me? Now this is the leverage. If you want to check the leverage, this is the leverage. Now I've explained leverage in the PDF. Leverage is, they are units that will make you open positions where ordinary money cannot open. Just like multiplication. Now if you use 1x, that means you are not even gaining at all, you are not doing anything at all. That means you are just putting your investment there to not work. So the real leverage start from 2 upward. Are you getting me? Start from 2 upward. Now there are different leverages for different token. For BNB, the maximum is 20 leverage. Are you getting me? Let's check for BTC. BTC. This is for BTC. The leverage is, the highest is 125. So the varies the leverage. Let's check for Ethereum. 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 The leverage is 100. So are you getting the differences? Now let's go back to the BNB we are willing to trade. BNB. So and one thing you should know is that the higher your leverage, the higher your risk, and the higher your profit. The lower your leverage, the lower your risk, and the lower your profit. Are you getting me? So higher leverage will give you higher profit faster. And you should also know that higher leverage will increase your liquidation price. Liquidation price is the price at which you are not seeing any of your investment again. All your money has gone. You lost everything. That's liquidation price. And it only happens when your trading decision goes wrong. I've explained all of this in the PDF I sent. So what other thing? Now you don't need to bother yourself about this funding. Don't need to bother yourself about that one. They are not of any importance like that. So if I make any trade here, it will be shown here. If I make any trade, either I'm gaining or losing. If I make a trade and it has not yet, probably I use I explained before that. Let me go back to this other box. I explained this other box for you. I explained the limit in the last video I sent. I explained the limit, I explained the market, I explained the stop limit. Are you getting me? So I will always advise people to use the limit. So are you able to set your price? Probably you did your technical analysis and you know okay, your BNB is coming down to 5, I mean 630. You're able to place your trade down. So it will give you an higher advantage, safe. To give you an higher advantage. So for the market, there's no way you can edit from the market. It is made immediately. Are you getting me? I don't think I need to explain this other box again since I've already explained them in the videos I made. Are you getting me? So you are using the cross isolated, you are using the leverage. Now I will advise you, don't use more than 10 leverage at most. In fact, if you are a starter, I will advise people to use 4-5 leverage. If you are using 4-5 leverage, your liquidation price will be far. It will be far from so in case in crypto they always fall down in price and retrace. Are you getting me? They always fall. Now every order I make will be made at this. It will be every order I made that has not yet reached the price. Probably I did the price to be at this open order, and immediately it reach that place where I set the price to be shown at this position. Are you getting me? To be shown at this position. You can see I have no position yet. Position is the trade you created. Now, sorry, before I go there, if you want to check the history of your trade, it is here. Just click on it. It's where you show the history. Are you getting me? Where all the histories you've made, all the histories to be shown there. Now, before I make a trade, I want to teach you how to use the Binance calculator. Now, using the Binance calculator, you click on this edge, this dot you are seeing. You click on them. Now, I click on them. Now, you can see all the features here. If you want to make more inquiries on your own, you can just go through them, your history, fee rate. That is all the trading you are making there. They'll take a charges, your trading rules, things you must follow, frequently asked questions, trading data, all these ones, responsible trading. This trading is just an advice you are giving, just like risk management. But Binance will not be responsible for any of your loss. So trade responsibly. The preference, the layout, all these things. If you want to Now, if you want to change the view, you can just click on the layout. If you want to change the view of your, you can see my own is at left. If I want it to be at the, I can put at the right. Are you getting me? So now let's just go back to the calculator. And this is the calculator. Now, these are the things you can calculate. This is the first one is PNL, profit and loss. You want to calculate how much you will gain if your trade goes the way you want. It is through this PNL. If you want to calculate your loss, if your trading decision goes wrong, it is also through this PNL. Are you getting me? Target price. Okay, if I leave my trade to this price, how many percentage are I getting? Or okay, if I want 30% of a profit of my trading, okay. If I want 30% of my trading, how many if I want a 50% of my trading, if I want 50% of my trading, what is the price of BNB must reach before I get there? Now this liquidation price, this is the price at which I will lose all of my money if my trading goes wrong. So that means BNB is at $647 now. If I buy long, that is I want BNB to rise. No, not really want BNB. I predicted that BNB will rise, and BNB now falls to $600. This liquidation price, there's always a liquidation price for every trade you open. Are you getting me? So, and one thing you must know that the higher your trade, the higher your liquidation price. Are you getting me? So you can see different. You can see these are the leverages. So the higher your leverage, the closer or the faster your liquidation price will be. The lower your leverage, the lower or the farther your liquidation price will be. So someone that use 20 years leverage will have higher risk of losing all his money compared to someone that use 3 or 4 years leverage. That's why you should lower your leverage. Don't be greedy about your trade. Now that is for long, this for short. Buy long, let me go back to this buy long. Buy long means I believe BNB will continue rising or my asset will continue rising. So I will buy long. That means if BNB eventually get rise, I will get my profit. But if BNB gets fall in price, probably there was a reduction in price, then you should know fully well that I'll be losing money till I reach my liquidation price. Sell means I believe BNB, BNB is at $647 now. I believe BNB will fall to around $600 or $500. So if BNB falls and falls and falls, I'll be any money. So if BNB rise up, I'll be losing money till I reach all my liquidation price where I'll lose all my money. And getting me? So that means in futures, unlike sports where you only earn money when your asset is rising, in futures you can earn money when in either ways, either your asset is rising or falling, depending on the decision you made. So let's go back to the calculator. Now let me now make some examples. Let me start with the first one, PNL. Now BNB is at $647 now. 647. Let's assume that I entered at $647. Okay, and I buy long. I believe BNB will rise to around $670. And I used 0.00008. Okay, 0.008 BNB. That's exactly amount of BNB. I'll now calculate. Let me calculate. I'm coming in. Okay. Let's assume that I think the number of BNB I use is small. Let's assume that I use 0.01 BNB. I set my leverage. Okay. I use leverage of, let's assume that I use 5x. I use 5x. Why is this thing not doing? coming in. Okay, I'm coming. Let me just go back. Okay, so I think it was automatic. It was mistakenly logged out. That was why it was not bringing it the other time. Now BNB is at $647. I get him. Since BNB is at $647. Okay, I believe BNB will continue rising. So I buy long and I place my leverage on 5x. 5x. I invested, let's say I invested 0.0, let me say I invested 0.001 BNB. I now calculate. Okay, let's assume that I use 1 BNB to trade. I use 1 BNB to trade and BNB rise from $647 to $700. The amount of BNB I'll get in profit, the initial margin is what? The initial margin is my investment. That means I said leverage will make you buy coins that ordinary money will not buy. So that means while BNB is at $647, you can use just $470 in real value to buy it, to buy one whole BNB, since it is futures and since you are not holding the real asset, you are not owning the real asset. So the reason why it was not doing, because the number of quantity I'm using before will not be enough. Are you getting me? So I used, so that means this initial margin is 0.1979 BM. That is the real BNB I must have in my wallet for me to be able to trade one BNB at this certain price is 0.1. This one you are seeing, this one, you are seeing 0.197 BNB. Now the PNL, that is the profit and loss. That means I will be gaining 0.07 BNB if BNB rise to $700. Are you getting me? Now this ROE, that means the percentage of that 0.0749 compared to my investment that I'll be getting is 37.86% profit. That means I'm getting 37.86% profit. Now let's assume that BNB now falls to around $600. I said buy long means you believe the coin will continue rising, but eventually it fell. Now that means your trading decision is wrong. You will lose. You lose money. Now let me calculate it. That means if BNB falls to $600, I will have lost minus 39% of my investment. So that means I'm still investing with 0.1979 BNB. Are you getting me? That means I will, out of my 0.19 BNB, I must have lost 0.0775 BNB, and my loss will be at what? 39%, provided I use what? 5 leverage. Please, are you getting me? So if I increase the leverage to around 8, you can see is different. If I increase the leverage to around 16, calculate it. Please take note of this thing. I just increased the leverage to 16. Can see the amount of, so that means my loss will be greater if I use greater leverages. Are you getting me? So that means by the time, if I'm using 16 leverage and the highest is 20, if I'm using 16 leverage and BNB now drops $600, that means I'm at minus 125% loss. That means I must have lost this. That means my initial margin I'll be using to trade is what? 0.06. So I need to tell you that I don't know if you can take a biro and a pencil and write it down. The higher your leverage, the lower your investment, the higher your profits, and the higher your risk. Let me repeat again. The higher your leverage, the lower your investment, the higher your profit and the higher your risk. So that means that's 1 BNB that I trade using 0.19 BNB before with 4 leverages. If I'm using 60 leverages, my investment will have been reduced. That is, the money I will be needing to trade will have been reduced to 0.0619 BNB. So that means even though the thing is reduced due to my increased leverage, my ROE, my loss will be faster if the trade goes wrong. Please, are you getting me? My loss will be faster. So that means my loss will be faster if the trade goes wrong. Now let's use another example. Now BNB is at $647. Are you getting me? I now use 5 leverage. Are you getting me? And I believe BNB will rise to $710. The quantity of BNB I traded was 0.5 no 0.5 BNB. Let's calculate it. That means I use 0. Okay, the trade I placed, it was 0.5 BNB. The amount of BNB it costs me that I must have in my balance, the balance that is transferred from my spots to my futures is 0.09. That's the meaning of initial margin. That is your initial investment. The profit I'll be getting in BNB is what? That's I'll be getting 0.0439 BNB in profit. And the percentage is 44.37%. Are you getting me? So that's that about the profit, about the long. So that means if BNB now drops to probably 615, BNB drops to probably 615, let me calculate my loss. That means I buy long, which I believe BNB will continue rising, and it drops to 615. That means I'm already losing minus 26% of my investments, which is 0.0257 BNB. And the initial margin I must have in my wallet for me to be able to trade it is what? 0.0990 BNB. Please get to know it. Please, all these things, they are technical, but they are not hard to learn. Now let me go for the short. Now this short means I believe BNB will continue falling. The entry price is the price at which you meet the market. The exit price is the price at which you left the market. That is, you are done with your trade. Now the quantity is the amount of BNB you trade, depending on your leverage and your investments. Now BNB is at $647. I believe BNB will fall to around $500. But God forbid, though, some of us are holding BNB. So I believe BNB will fall to around $500, and I have 0.5 BNB. No, sorry. And I want to trade around 0.6 BNB. Let me calculate it. Wow. As you can see, my leverage is small. But due to the fact that I believe, okay, I have this perfect technical analysis that, okay, BNB, there will be a great dip. Just like when Elon Musk tweeted that Tesla is no longer accepting BTC when majority of all the coins fell around May. Those that placed the sell short have already made a lot of profit because the volatility will be very, very high. Now, BNB is at 647. I entered at 647. I left at 500 because it has already dipped. That means my profit is 147% profit. That means I've seen more than times 2. Now, if you see, my investment is what? Sorry. My investment is 0.1175 BNB. And my profit is what? 0.17. That is, I've seen more than times 2 of my investment. And that's why the percentage is what? 147%. Because my trade goes exactly the way. Even if, and it's not necessarily the thing goes, it's not necessarily the dip goes very well. The dip can be very short. Probably this is $647 and BNB is now fall to $640. I'll still see profit. In as much as BNB fall, every little fall in my sell short trade, every little fall will give me a profit, and every little rise will give me a loss for in case I sell short. Now let me calculate it. Now I can see I entered at 647 and BNB dropped to 640. The investment I needed to trade is what? 0.1175. My profit is just 5.47%. That is, if BNB continues going down, my profit will be increasing. So it's not necessarily BNB falls from 647 to $300 before you can see profit. It's just the gravity of the profit will just be different. So that's that about how to calculate the profit and loss. Now let's go to the target. Now this target just mean okay, I want to earn BNB is at $647, right? And I I want to buy long. Are you getting me? I just want to buy long using 5x, and I want to know the amount of price in which BNB must reach before I can reach a percentage. Let's assume that I want to make 50% profit and BNB is at 647. So this target price will tell me that until BNB reach to this certain price, that's when I'll be able to make my 50%. Now let's calculate. So that means until BNB reaches $718, that's when I'll be able to make 50% profit, provided I use 5 leverage. If I increase my leverage to around, let me say I increase my leverage to 10. That means I increase my leverage to 10. That means once BNB reach $681, I'll be able to cash out my 50%. That's what I'm saying. The higher your leverage, the higher your profit. Now, vice versa will now be what? Let me know if you understand this thing. Pause this video and say it by yourself. Okay, fine. Let me now tell you. The lower your leverage, the higher your investment, the lower your risk, and the lower your profits. That's the vice versa of the higher your profits, the higher your investment, and blah blah, like I just said the other time. So that's that. So if I increase my leverage to around 15%, which is very very high in BNB, calculate it. So once BNB just enter 669%, I've already gotten 50%. That's just target price. So if you are the type that scalps, or you are the type that just need a certain amount of profits, you can just use this target price very very well. So you just know when to exit the market. Now liquidation price. Liquidation price is the price at which, okay, sorry, before I go to liquidation price, if I look for the sell short, okay, if I sell short and I want, let me just say I want like 50% of my profit, of 50% of my investment, I want 60% profit. How far must BNB dip for me to get 50%? If I calculate, that means once BNB comes to 626.119 US dollar, I've already gotten 50% of my investment, 50% profit. So please, these things, they are very very simple to use. So this calculator will help you in making your decision very very well. To help you make your decision very very well if you're making your own trade. Now this is liquidation price. Liquidation price is price at which you lose all your investments. Nothing is left. Nothing is left at all. Nothing is left. That's liquidation price. Now we have the cross and isolated here too. We have the cross. I advise people to use isolated mostly. If you want to open more than one trade, if you open just one trade, you can use your cross. That's another financial advice or trading advice. So now see something now. Liquidation price. BNB is at $647. I want to buy BNB. You get me? Now I want to buy long because I believe BNB will continue rising. And I want to calculate the amount at which, okay, if BNB did not later rise, what price will BNB reach before I start losing my money? So this is $47. Now let's assume that I'm buying one BNB and I have like 0.2 BNB in my wallet. I have like 0.2 BNB in my margin wallet. Let me calculate it. So that means I believe BNB will continue rise. That's why I buy long. Now, if BNB continue dropping until BNB reach $551.640, that's when I will lose all my investment. That's when I will lose my whole 0.2 BNB. That's when I will lose everything. But let's assume that BNB now reach like 540. my trade will still be probably minus 90 something percent. If BNB now comes back and rebounds and start going up again, that means my minus will be reducing from minus 90% to turn to minus 80%, minus 70% till we reach plus again. But I'm not losing money until I reach until I reach this price that I'm circling here. So if I don't reach the price, my trade is still active. Until I reach the price, that's when I'll lose all my money. So that's it. So BNB must not rise, must not fall rather if I'm buying long for me to see my own profit. Now sell short. In this sell short, I said you believe BNB will continue falling. Now, if I sell short, I believe BNB will continue falling. If it's rise, that means I'm already losing money. Now let me now calculate it. Let me use the same values I use. Let me calculate it. Now, if I'm using 20 leverage, please be mindful of my leverage. If I'm using 20 leverage, for the long, I use 20 leverage to calculate. For the short, I use 20 leverage too. The same value. Now, if I'm using 20 leverage, and I said I sell short, meaning I believe BNB will continue falling, but it eventually get to rise. Are you getting me? Until BNB reach $790, $790, that's when I will lose all my money. If the BNB does not reach $790, I'm still safe. Because I was just praying that BNB, please come down. Don't let me go back to my village. Don't return back to my village. Because 0.2 BNB is close to, it's more than $120. That's why I should trade responsibly. Don't use more than 5. Don't worry, I'll teach you risk management towards the end of this video. Now, that means once BNB reach $790, I will lose all my money. So if BNB did not reach that price, I still have hope that BNB can still continue falling back. So that's that about the calculation of the long and short. So I think that's the major things you need to get started. All these open price, they are not really relevant to you for now. They are not really relevant to you for now. So let me just go back. Oh, what is this? Let me just go back. Now I want to place the trade. Now, the reason why I'm placing a trade with higher leverage is because my investment is low. I said the higher leverage, lower investment. I'm only having 0.008 BNB here. Are you getting me? So I want to use 20 leverage. Eventually, I know. But before that, let me just check the market chart. I said when we want to check the market chart, this is where you check. You click here, check the market chart. So let me just check. It's not that. Let me just check. Okay, we are doing a 3-minute trade. Let me just wait for 3 minutes. Wow. BNB has fallen. Should I use 1-minute trade? Now I want to believe BNB will. Okay, let me use 1-minute trade first. Okay. I want to believe BNB will rise for a short time. I want to believe just an assumption. This is not a real technical analysis. I'm just checking the price. I want to believe BNB will rise for a short time. So I'll just go back. I'll click on my buy long. Click on my buy. Are you getting me? So the amount of BNB I want to trade, 1 BNB. I'm passing my boundary, sorry. Let me use 0.0001 BNB. My 0.001 BNB. Let me 0.01 BNB. 20 leverages. Let me use 15 leverage. Let me use 15 leverage. 15 leverage. Okay. Using 15 leverage, 0.001 BNB. No, 0.0. Let me use 0.0. Let me trade 0.03 BNB. What you check is this cost. The amount of BNB I have is 0.008. So I'm using 0.002. So I set it to isolated and I set my leverage to 15%. So I'll just buy long. And don't let me sell everything finish because I will still open more trade. I'll just buy long. Let me just buy long. Confirm buy. Okay, quantity less than zero. So it must not be less than zero. You say what? Let me buy long. Insufficient margin. Okay. Count should not be less than. Okay, let me use this count. Let me increase my leverage. Increase my leverage to 20. And I use one count. Okay. This count is, if I when the other time I press BNB, if I press one BNB, it gives me the equivalence to count. So if I can't count it should give me the equivalent to BNB. So let me just use like one count. One count as this that one count to give me 0.07 BNB. And get me. I want to buy long 0.06. That's the cost that I needed. And I have 0.008. So I'll just buy long. You can see it here. You can see it here. You can see here. The trade has not yet clicked. That's why it's still here. You can see. So you can wait for the price the entry price is 646.553 US dollar. So immediately BNB comes down to 646.556 to buy automatically. So because the trade has not yet it is not yet does not yet click, that's why I'm saying it here. Once it's click, I'll see it in this position. But let me just cancel it, so I'll just start the position straight and get it started because I don't want to elongate this video. Okay, it's coming down. BNB is coming down gradually. I'm checking here. BNB is coming down gradually. Now it has come down to that price. Now you can see it has already clicked the price. You can see I said BNB is going rise and is eventually coming down. Now you can see the percentage of my ROE. You can see how it is coming down. You can see it's increasing. The more BNB is decreasing because I said BNB will continue rising and is eventually falling. So this is just an example. I'm not, I didn't use any technical analysis or technical indicators here. Just to let you know how it feels. Are you getting me? So you can see adjust leverage. This adjust leverage can only work for you if you are using a can only work for if you are using um isolated margin. Are you getting me? Stop and loss. Just like this order you are seeing here, this order box. You can set your stop profit and stop limit. You can see as BNB is rising, my percentage loss is also reducing. So if BNB continue increasing, my profits also increase. So if you want to save the image, you just click on this arrow that is pointing outside. This arrow. Let's click on the save image. You can see. If I click on the save, to bring it out. Very good. Now close position. If I just click on this close position, it will close everything. So that means the amount of ROE that I'm seeing here before I close it to be the amount I will get. So if it is positive or negative, to be the amount I will get. Let me the amount I will get. Now this is the stop profit or stop loss. Now stop loss, okay. Now this stop loss is very important. BNB is now 643.380. Okay, I don't want to lose much. I can just set my stop loss. Okay, if BNB comes to 646, please, I'm not doing again. Give me my money. The trigger type should be our market price, and our type, this type should be at what? Should be at the limit. You'll be able to edit it. And make sure the price is the same with this. This two is the same. And so once BNB comes to 646 US dollar, it will automatically close position for me. That means I'm not doing it again. I don't want to lose everything. I'm not doing it again. Give me my money, I beg. I just click on confirm. Just click on confirm sale. You can see this is it. You can see it here. So once BNB comes down, it will automatically now you can see BNB is rising. You can see BNB is rising. You can see BNB is as BNB is rising, my ROE will be increasing too. As BNB is rising, my ROE will be increasing too. If BNB falls, my ROE will be what? Will decrease because I click on buy long. So you can do the same for sell shorts too. You can see it's increasing. You can see. So if I'm using if I'm this type of trading I'm using is called scalping that I'm using for this video because it will be short. That's number one. Number two thing is that it's just a practical video. Though scalping does not make it practical. Scalping is just short time video, just 1 2 minute video, 2 minutes trade, and just enter and exit the market within few minutes. So that's why my leverage is high. That's why I'm using this 20x leverage. It is very risky. Please don't try it at home, school, or anywhere. 20x leverage is if you are just starting. There are people that use 50, 30. In fact, I use 50, 30 leverage sometimes when I'm very sure. But we are just starting, start with 3, 4, 5 leverage. So that your liquidation price now see something new. Let me now explain all this. Let me explain all these things for you. Everything here. Let me explain it for you. This size is the count I picked. This margin balance is the amount of BNB I used. You can see I use the minimum, the BNB I have before is 0.008 and it's now 0.0001. That means 0.007 has left. That's why it is here. My market price, that is the current price of BNB now. This is the market, the current price of BNB now. You can see it's changing. You can see it's changing 179. You can see the here. This entry price, this is the price at which I enter the market. This is the price at which I enter the market. Are you seeing it? Close position if you are stopping. Now this is liquidation price. You've already seen it here. This is liquidation price. That is once BNB enters $631, I'll lose everything. I'll lose all my 0. Once BNB enters $631, I'll lose all my margin balance. I'll lose everything here. And that's why my risk is very high because my leverage is high. My leverage is high, so my risk is also high. If I have used probably 13 leverage, my risks will be low. Are you getting me? Now let me go back to my wallet. Now you can see because I'm losing money at this particular time, my total unrealized PNL is minus 0.000. If I'm gaining money to be what? Plus. So until I withdraw the money, that will be plus. Are you getting me? So these are out of the trade I carried. This is the amount I can withdraw outside. This amount I can withdraw out to other wallets. This is my margin balance. The amount I sent before. This is the unrealized PNL. That is, I've not closed the position. That's why it is unrealized. If I've closed the position, it will move from, if I'm losing, they will deduct from my wallet balance or margin. They will deduct from my margin or wallet balance. If I'm gaining, they will add to my margin or wallet balance. Are you getting me? No, so that's features. Everything here, it will be changing. Every second to be changing, to be changing, to be changing, to be changing. This one to be changing, to be changing. Are you getting me? To be changing. So let me go back to the trade. Let's watch our trade a little. Now you can see. Let's watch our trade a little. Now you can see the position has already closed. Why? Because I already closed position. Sorry, because let me show you something. If I see what I want to tell you. You can see now it has already filled up. It's already because of my stop limit has already triggered. My stop limit has already triggered. That means, I set the top limit at $646 the other time, and BNB is now 645 points ahead. So it has come down. That means I'm not losing much. I'm not losing much at all. So these are the ways I can prevent myself from losing my money. Stop limit or stop loss. Are you getting me? So So I'm not losing much. Are you getting me? So that's that about trading features. So what other thing can I now if you are checking the same trading is also similar to that of USDM features. Let me click for the one for USDM features. Let me go to my wallet. Sorry, my network is poor. This one should not tell me that it's season already. Fuck. My network is poor. Now you can see this is my economy features. Now if I'm going to my USDM features, you can see so everything I'm needing here is USDT. I don't need any other coin. You can see the available balance is USDT here. The available balance is USDT here. You can see it here. So for BTC, let's check if I can take a short trade for BTC. These things they are very simple. Wow, BTC has already dipped a lot. You can see how falling it is falling. So that means if you have already placed a buy, that's why you should do your research very well. Do your analysis very well. If you already placed a research at, if you already placed a another at this point, if you already placed another at this point, that means BNB reaching here must BNB reaching must have lost almost everything of your almost all of your money. So let's just place a short trade. Okay, I want to trade 0.001. What will determine the amount of USDT I will use is this down. Are you getting me? This down. So let me just say I increase my leverage to around 90 so that my investment will be low. Increase my leverage to around 90, 0.001. Oh, sorry. Please, I'm doing this so I can just let you see how these things work. Because please don't ever use 100. Don't ever use this 100 leverage. I just gonna beg you. So it not be like it's me that I'm teaching you something bad. Hey, people are losing money in the future, so and people gain money too. Depends on how wise you are. I think let me even use the old leverage. Well, it's still not up to my margin balance. But if you have so if you just have like $1 or $2 or $3, you can just use it will definitely be the cost of BNB of USD to show here. So USDM features you only need only USD, and the interface that is with the CoinMA feature is still the same thing with USDM features. So the interface is everything. The only difference is the accepted investment you can use. So I think that should give you a good headline to get started. I get it. So once you have already made your money, already make your profit, you can just easily transfer back your money so I can cash it out. Easily transfer it back. Let me say I want to transfer my BNB back. I have it in my I can just easily transfer it back. See. So I'll just sell it to someone else. Just picture this, probably you are seeing like a whole amount of money here or profit that you can just sell outside. So that's that about that. So that's that about trading features.